Allow me to introduce myself first. I am Maggie Oller, the Business Development Manager for Owens & Minor Halyard. I am based in the Philippines, and I have been with the organization for more than 2 years now. I have been into B2B business for more than 17 years, 6 years of which is mostly focused on providing quality clean room PPEs into pharmaceutical, semiconductor, medical devices, and life sciences markets across Asia Pacific. Owens & Minor has a reputation of more than 20 years of manufacturing cleanroom gloves, and that's what I'll be talking to you about today. It's the cleanroom gloves. Before I begin, I'd also like to introduce to you Miss Amy Kwan, our marketing manager for emerging markets and ASEAN. She will be hosting a very interactive and highly engaging Kahoot live after this presentation. Unfortunately, though, I am not able to join you live, so I'm running this deck on a pre-recorded presentation. Such a shame, right? Because I wanted to interact with you. Nonetheless, I will share with you this presentation. I will provide you my contact details after the presentation. And please feel free to reach out to me if you feel like you find benefit for your organization for me to run this to your company. I'm also open to run a bespoke presentation for you. Okay, so let's get started. What I'm about to share with you today is not as technical and not as rocket science as some of the topics during a Tuesday, a technical Tuesday. This is more like creating awareness of the importance of choosing the right kind of gloves to be used inside your clean room manufacturing facilities. You may say they may be just gloves, right? Being worn by the workers who go inside the clean room to perform their tasks. But actually, gloves play important role in helping you achieve your goals in keeping your clean room not contaminated and making sure that your products are also free from any contaminants and also by providing the right level of protection to your workers. Because what we know is that latex gloves do not actually belong inside your clean room because they pose so much risk into your environment, to your products, and to your workers because of three reasons. Number one, they pose particle contamination. Number two, it's the poor chemical protection that it can provide to your workers. And number three, it's the risk of skin allergies and dermatitis to the skin of your workers. And I'll be talking more about these three reasons in the succeeding slides. Okay, but first let's discuss. So what really is the difference between a nitrile and latex gloves, right? Apart from the material, the nitrile is made out of synthetic rubber, while latex is made out of a natural rubber latex. A natural meaning it came from the tree sap itself. That's the natural rubber latex. And nitrile being synthetic, it is known to be more durable. It doesn't contain any protein. It is stronger. It has higher tensile strength. It is resistant to oil and grease. In terms of protection level, it can provide superior chemical protection than latex. And it also, our skin would react differently on this protein. Majority of us are allergic into this protein, especially when we wear these gloves and we sweat after wearing it after a few hours, right? So that's where the skin irritation, skin allergies begin. Okay. In terms of level of protection, while it can provide a good barrier performance, right, it will not provide you the same level of protection against chemicals and resistance, cut, and puncture. So why do we know that nitrile, while we know that nitrile is better alternative than latex, it is known from to use this last year, Australia, 30% of clean room manufacturing companies are also using latex over nitrile. So there's really so much education that we need to do, making them realize that latex poses so much risk into your products, into your processes, into your workers, based on the three reasons that I have mentioned a while ago. So let's talk about this particle contamination. Let's talk about the chemical protection. And let's talk about the skin allergies and irritations in more details. More detail. Okay. So those three reasons that I shared with you, right? These are just the known impact of natural rubber latex. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. We are starting to create awareness, educating the clean room manufacturing companies that we really need to pay more attention and give more importance on the bigger picture, the higher impact of these three reasons why we think natural rubber latex is not supposed to be inside your clean room. Because of this contamination, because of this poor chemical protection, because of this skin allergies and dermatitis, it could lead to bigger problems like shutdowns, recalls and product rejects, US FDA citation during audits, which could lead into fines. And as you know, when a pharmaceutical manufacturing company has a US FDA citation, they are not allowed to export those products. All of these, right, could negatively damage the reputation of the company. And this is what we are trying to create awareness of, because we really need to do something about this before everything blows out of proportion. So now let's talk about particle contamination in detail. Okay. So let us not risk your clean room environment, the products that you are manufacturing in your clean room, and its efficacy from particle contamination brought by natural rubber latex. Okay, so the graph that you see here is a test that was done by an independent party, okay, testing the nitrile gloves and the surgical latex gloves and other clean room latex gloves with a Helmke drum linting to see how much particle is being shed off from these gloves during this Helmke drum tests. Okay, and this graph would show you that the nitrile gloves of Owens and Minor, which is branded Pure Zero, you see this is the number of particles ranging from 7 to 16. And this has the size of no more than 0.5 microns. Okay, but the latex gloves, surgical gloves and clean room gloves that are both latex, it could range from 119 to 476 particles that are being shed from those gloves. So imagine how much contaminants already present in your clean room environment just by using natural rubber latex, right? That's just the impact of your environment. But what about the product, right? It could potentially impact the efficacy of your products. The images that you see on the right-hand side of this slide would just give you a visual representation of how a contamination could impact the effect of your products. It could lead into damages in the tissues and blood clots of your patients. It could lead to spinal injections for those who are manufacturing vaccines. Okay, particles in anesthetics and medical injections could lead to eye problems. Release of rubber protein allergens triggering allergic reactions to anaphylaxis and sensitized patients. So there's so much more impact. You might say it's just contaminating the environment, but actually it also contaminates your product that could lead into a very bad effect to your patients. These are just examples of what we have researched online. So these are real and actual cases of particle contamination in injectables. And there are resources that could substantiate this one. So it's really something that we should really be looking at, right? So all of this contamination that could happen into your environment and could have negatively impact the efficacy of your product, it could lead also into the risk of your compliance to US FDA. It could be a violation of an FDA standards that could lead into the shutdowns, product recalls, rejects. It could lead into something even bigger. And as you know, for any impacts, right, it will have a cost impact to you as well. So just the US FDA fines, it could, from one pharma manufacturing, I know we're fined about 125,000 for each day of non-rectifying the US FDA citation during audit. Okay. We move on to the next reason why we think latex does not belong in your clean room. It's because of its poor chemical protection. So let us not risk your worker safety from these harmful chemicals by providing them a natural rubber latex that cannot provide any protection. Okay, this graphs that you see here is again another testing that was done by an independent party with different kinds of chemicals, but we just highlighted the IPA, ethanol, IPA 70%, IPA 90%, and ethanol because these are the most disinfectants being used inside a clean room. And the graphs would show you that the Pure Zero nitrile gloves provide longer time of permeation compared to the latex surgical gloves and latex clean room gloves. It's very significant, you can see there, right? So these kinds of harmful chemicals that the workers are exposed inside the clean room, right? If they are not being provided with the right level of protection, the pictures that you see there is again another visual representation of what might it look like for your workers' skin. The damage it could lead into your workers' safety, into their skin, and of course its impact to your organization in terms of increased downtime, so that negatively affects your productivity or throughput, increased frequency of glove changes, because each time they feel irritated, they have to change. So that also has an impact on your cost, right? Longer term of absenteeism from your workers, which can also negatively impact your productivity. And of course, the financial impact of the medical expenses as we send these workers into medical to hospitals to seek medical attention. Now, moving to the last reason why we think latex is not supposed to be inside the clean room is because of the skin irritations, skin allergies brought by the rubber latex. Okay, as I've mentioned a while ago, since natural rubber latex contains that natural sap from the tree, and each one of us would react differently on the protein when it touches our skin, right? When we sweat and this protein inside the gloves, we react differently. But there was a study saying that 79% of the workers in pharmaceutical are actually allergic into latex. For semiconductors, 59%. For medical devices, it's 77%. So majority of us, it's most common that we are allergic or into this protein content of natural rubber latex. So as you know, this will also have impact on your workers' downtime and absenteeism, production inefficiency due to increased frequency of glove change, and the cost impact of the medical expenses because we have to send these workers into hospitals to get medical attention. So you see, it may seem like a very simple concerns, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. What we really don't realize at this point is the bigger picture, the bigger cost for your organization if you don't do something about it. So with all of these problems that natural rubber latex brought into your clean room, from contamination, from poor chemical protection, and into skin allergies and skin irritations, right? So what we are trying to uh, introduce to you now, introduce into the market, is our Pure Zero HG3 Clean Room Nitrile gloves. Okay, so these HG3 nitrile gloves are ISO 3 compatible. We have non-sterile and sterile. Okay, we have a very low particle level of 950 and 1,200. So you know that these are really low particulate gloves. Your ISO 3, 4, and 5 are safe using these gloves. It also comes with an AQL of 1.0, meaning it has a lesser chance of defect rate because of pinholes. Another thing that I'd like to highlight is it being accelerator free. Okay, so these are accelerators are chemicals that are being used by gloves manufacturing companies to accelerate the production of gloves, meaning so many gloves that can be produced, right? But these accelerators poses risk because they are the ones causing skin allergies and skin irritations. But for us at Halyard, we remove those accelerators to ensure that your workers are safe from any skin irritations, skin allergies. We also have a superior chemical permeation and longer breakthrough time. And these are manufactured at our own manufacturing facility in Thailand, which is Safe Skin. And then it is also backed up with so many technical documentation that your customers or you will require, from certificate of analysis, certificate of irradiation for sterile gloves. We also have technical data sheet, data packs, and all the test results are being shared with the customers just to give you assurance that the level of the quality of these gloves in terms of cleanliness, its physical properties, are compliant according to the standards and according to our claims. On top of these clean room gloves, right, we also just launched our box gloves, examination gloves, and at the same time, it's a PPE category 3 gloves. So it's dual certified gloves that you can use in your ISO 8 and 9 facilities. You can use in your R&D. You can use in your laboratories. So we have the blue marine, lemon green, and ultraviolet gloves. Each one of them provide different levels of protection. Blue marine being able to provide the best level of protection in terms of being the thickest and has the numbers of chemicals and chemotherapy drugs that is tested against. So similar with the cleanroom gloves, it also comes with an AQL of 1.0, which, as you know, has a lesser chance of defects rates because of pinholes, and it's even higher than the global standards of 1.5. Okay, these gloves can provide you protection against 57 chemicals and 14 chemotherapy drugs. It also passed the USP 800. It can provide protection against any viruses. It passed stringent quality standards at Safe Skin. We do have 26 quality tests methods that we do to ensure that the gloves that we bring out to the market is the best and high quality gloves that you can find in the market. It is also backed up with documentation like certificate of analysis and a lot of certifications that we can provide. Whenever you see, whenever you demand any test results, we can also provide that for you. So do not wear the risk of a natural rubber latex gloves in your clean room. Please wear Halyard Pure Zero clean room gloves into your clean room facility, and also the Pure Zero Life Sciences into your R&D and laboratories. Should you need to know more about the products you would like to know more about the products, feel free to reach out to me in these numbers and in these emails, and I'll be attending to you as soon as I can. And I'm looking forward to having a face-to-face or a Teams discussion with you online. So with that, I'd be happy to end this presentation. Amy will be staying on online to get the questions that you have, but please feel free to email me as well so I can attend to your questions as soon as possible.